When you're building a team for this dungeon, I strongly recommend bringing at least 19,000 health with you, for reasons that'll become obvious on the second and third floors. It's not necessary, but it'll make this dungeon much easier. This dungeon opens up with a very common duo demon floor. They're actually a lot weaker than most other dungeons duo demons because they only have about 440,000 health and each hit for just over 5,000. In my experience though, you still can't underestimate this floor because they have a chance to bind green or light, which is bad for Suzaku. If you've got the orbs to proc Suzaku's leader skill on the first turn, then you can usually just sweep this floor, but if you're unlucky enough to be denied those orbs and get bound by the demons, this floor becomes pretty difficult unless you have a lot of recovery or a sub that can recover bind. The second floor is a coin flip between the blue and dark sky dragons, Nirai Kanai and Elysian. They both have about 900,000 health, but the blue one hits every other turn for 8,800 damage, whereas the dark one hits every turn for a bit less. Regardless of which one you get, you should try to burn through them in 2 turns because they both start hitting harder when they fall under 50 or 75% health respectively. The only thing that you should keep in mind on this floor is if you have less than 18,522 health and Nirai Kanai, the blue one, appears with a 1-turn timer, it might behoove you to let him hit you before you start attacking him so that you don't open the possibility of taking him below half health by accident. The third floor is easy under most circumstances, the only exception being the case where you have less than 18,583 health and he appears with a 1-turn timer. If this happens to be the case, you have to do anything you can to deal more than 850,000 damage at once. Otherwise, if he's on a 2-turn timer, kill him before his timer runs out, or if he's on a 1-turn timer, let him hit you and then kill him before his second attack. On the 4th floor, you're against the Ice Mech Dragon, who has about 740,000 health. Like other floors in this dungeon, he's not that hard to kill in terms of damage, but you do need to be aware of his 2-turn timer and learn to be able to hold back or spike your damage when you need to. You want to make sure you don't accidentally bring him below 25% health when he only has 1 turn left. In this run, you'll notice that I actually make this very mistake twice in a row, but I'm lucky enough for him to hit less than 17,000 damage on his first turn and recover instead of using Ice Crusher on the second. The 5th floor puts you up against one of the 2 Chaos Dragons, and in my opinion is the easiest floor in this dungeon. The blue one has just under 700,000 health and the dark one has about 850,000. Besides this small difference, they're basically the same boss in that they skip their first turn and then kill you on their second turn. Since they can appear with a turn timer of anywhere in between 1 and 3 turns, in the worst case scenario, you have 3 turns to deal a total of 850,000 damage, which isn't too overwhelming. On the 6th and final floor, you face Hera-Is. She has 2.9 million health, and her arsenal consists of 2 different bind attacks, a jammer attack, and a 29,000 damage nuke. What this means is that she'll end you if she gets a chance to attack you. The good thing is that she doesn't have any kind of status immunity, so the first thing you should do when you step onto this floor is use Echidna. Now you have 4 turns to deal 2.9 million health, which can still be pretty tough since at least half your team is fire. I usually bring Kuchu Lane since he has a TPA, and if my Dragon Knight Zeal were stronger, I would replace Vershade with him. With the help of all of my actives, I'm able to kill her in 3 turns.